The Emerald Tablets. The Sirian High Council serves as the administrative body for the Interdimensional Free World Councils, which are a galactic task force formed to maintain freedom-based evolutionary agreements and agendas between all star nations. The Emerald Order, the original founders of the Interdimensional Free World Councils, ensure that all souls lost in the Phantom Matrix are returned back to the God Source. This plan aims to restore spiritual freedom and ascension to Earth within the fallen Matrix until the Earth undergoes the ascension cycle, reaching the threshold where the crystalline grid can hold the highest Christos frequency. Accompanied by the rediscovery of the intelligent coding contained within these discs, the Emerald Founders assigned members of the Sirian High Council to guard and preserve the sacred wisdom in these holy records for the future benefit of Earth. Those assembled from such council primarily belong to the universal Christos lineages of the Emerald Order and the Blue Flame Melchizedek, acting as the primary archivists of Earth's vast genetic library and timeline history. Through the Gnostic process of one's own consciousness embodiment, archivists are responsible for assembling, cataloging, preserving, and managing valuable collections of historical information and mapping out the DNA code that functions as the genetic library. This data is compiled upon a master copy of 12 holographic discs, known as the original Emerald Founder Records, containing the basis for describing the consciousness mechanics of reality, manifestation, and the unification of oneness. These discs include extremely advanced technological information regarding planetary stargates and ley lines, as well as spiritual science texts and schematics outlined in the Law of One, unifying the sacred sciences with spirituality. The first emanation of the primal sound field represents the first individuation of the God Source, the guardian host and their families, synonymous with the Christos Elders, the Lyran Sirin founders of the Holy Emerald Order and the Ra Confederacy. They are also known as the Order of the Ancient Master Builders and Architects. The Guardian Alliance, directed by the Emerald Order, supports the Guardians incarnated on Earth who are connected to the lineages of the Christos founder races. These individuals, known as Starseeds and Indigos, have incarnated specifically to restore the Emerald Covenant and reclaim Christ consciousness. The Emerald Founders specifically incarnate into the Lyran Sirian bloodlines originating from Sirius B, as their mission includes supporting the pathway of disclosure, leading to planetary liberation and ascension, and providing records for witness testimony on behalf of Earth and humanity to gain access into the interdimensional galactic realms. The return of the Emerald Order through the rise of consciousness brings on the next stage activation, a peak cycle reviving the emerald crystal heart of the Earth. This includes the solar anointing of the authentic Christ Michael to restore his rightful kingship and solar dragon line. This holds profound meaning as the return of the solar spring, the benevolent and rightful Christos, the solar kings, awaken upon planet Earth. Awaken one from stasis, so one may begin to embody in matter, activating one's solar dragon line. The Law of One is practiced by the advanced races that promote self-responsibility and accountability in our universal time matrix through the comprehension of the energetic interconnection that exists between all living things. The Law of One expresses and acknowledges the interconnection, value, and interdependence of the spirit and consciousness that animates within all things. Living a lifestyle that expresses unconditional love to all creation brings true unity with Source and develops a direct relationship with God. This is the promise of the Emerald Covenant gifted to humanity to achieve planetary liberation and is the ascending path of the cosmic founders to achieve complete spiritual freedom from reincarnation cycles in the lower worlds during the ascension cycle. Ley lines, or meridian axiatonal lines, form a grid system that conducts and transmits frequencies throughout our bodies and the planet. They are an exact mirror existing in our personal holographic template and reflected from within the larger mirror of the planet's own meridian and template system. These axiatonal lines create the macrosystem energy network in the human light body, where all dimensional frequencies are transduced into the body's chakras, etheric nadial structure, and these meridians. Ley lines also run the same energetic network into smaller tributaries within one's microsystem, similar to understanding the difference between an arterial vein and a capillary vein functioning in the same human circulatory system. Interconnected to and with the larger planetary field, as the greater planetary body has an energetic network identical to that of one's own, expanding through the vast, unified field comprised of the planetary, galactic, and universal consciousness energy systems. This combined network is the unified field of energy and consciousness, together making up the entire realities within time and space. The Earth's grid, in relationship to human DNA, is the very essence and fabric of the universe, designed by the elegant patterns of sacred geometry. Human DNA is configured by this geometry, yet there must be movement to effect change. Different laws affect the consciousness of the grids, such as balance and neutrality. The law of one comprehends that all things are made of intelligent energy, containing the sacred sciences that explain the mechanics of Christ consciousness, which comprise the natural laws governing all of universal creation. Eternal love consciousness, embodied within a form referred to as unity intelligence, is simultaneously recognized as the inner light of Christos. When actualized into a manifest form, it is the embodiment of an eternal God-human that holds the title of a cosmic citizen and therefore is one with God. Practicing expressing loving kindness builds unity consciousness that is directly reflected as the true nature and holy image of God's love, embodied within angelic humans. Every soul is taking the same spiritual journey, but each soul has evolved at different levels within one's current, manifested timeline. The teachings of the Law of One describe the spiritual laws governing angelic humanity's spiritual evolution for each dimension that exists within the universal time matrix. It is a single philosophical system of world humanism that merges cosmology, science, human rights, and spiritualism. Simply put, the Law of One is the universal truth that all is one, expressing and acknowledging the interconnection, value, and interdependence of spirit and consciousness animating within all things, intertwined in a creational covenant with the guardian host founder races, the Emerald Order, Amethyst Order, Gold Order, or Cosmic Family of Ra. Thus, this is the promise of the Emerald Covenant gifted to humanity to achieve planetary liberation, the ascending path laid by the cosmic founders in order to protect spiritual sovereignty for all races.